Well, since the death of civil rights icon Congressman John Lewis, communities all across the state are finding ways to honor him. The Bibb County School District now naming a new school after Lewis. That was video from a ribbon-cutting ceremony outside the new John R. Lewis Elementary School in Macon, Georgia. Lewis died back in July from pancreatic cancer. He served Georgia's 5th district in Congress for more than 3 decades. That'll do it for 11Alive News at 11:30, but we have much more coming your way on 11Alive News at noon.
11Alive News at noon starts now.
Fire forcing neighbors out of their apartments in the middle of the night. Several people now looking for a new place to call home amid this pandemic. Record turnout at the polls, how the chaotic June primary is pushing Georgians to vote early. And once you decide how to vote, is it set in stone? We're verifying if you can change your mind after requesting the absentee ballot. We begin with a big apartment fire in Roswell. Several units damaged overnight, and now many people are looking for somewhere to stay, somewhere to call home. Mara Siriani has the latest on the investigation.
As we know, it typically takes a while for fire investigators to determine the exact cause of the fire, but fire officials in Roswell tell me they believe this one started in the attic. The first calls came in just after midnight Thursday morning at the crossings at Holcomb Bridge Apartments off Holcomb Bridge Road. This is what fire crews were met with: heavy smoke and flames. At one point, the fire caused part of the roof in one of the buildings to collapse. Investigators say at least 20, if not more, units were damaged. The Red Cross is helping those residents who have been displaced. Volunteers are working both in person and virtually to arrange for essentials for those in need, like a place to stay, food, and clothing. We talked to a man who lives in the complex. He says he was actually awake. He was watching TV when he heard his neighbors yelling.
When I hear yells from the neighbors, so I see through the windows, it's orange everywhere. So I guess when I open the door, the whole steps is on fire. So I take my keys and I get out from there, and well.
There were no reports of any injuries, and again, the cause of this fire still under investigation.
We're now less than 9 hours away from the final showdown between President Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden. Both Trump and Biden targeting key battleground states as recent polls show the race is getting tighter. Here's NBC's Peter Alexander.
With Joe Biden off the trail preparing for tonight's final debate, it was President Trump versus former President Obama on Wednesday.
I am back here tonight to ask you to deliver the White House for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
President Obama's campaigning for Sleepy Joe Biden. And I said, that's good news or bad news? Tell me, are you saying it's good or it's bad? Well, I guess it's bad. No, it's good. There was nobody that campaigned harder for crooked Hillary Clinton than Obama, right?
President Trump consistently trailing in national polls, but making gains in some swing states, projecting confidence in North Carolina, a crucial battleground.
This election is a choice between a Trump super recovery or a Biden steep depression.
The president in front of a packed crowd with few masks visible, insisting the crisis will soon pass.
That pandemic is rounding the corner. They hate it when I say it. All you hear is COVID, 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 COVID. That's all they put on because they want to scare the hell out of everyone.
Barack Obama in Pennsylvania, a state Donald Trump won in 2016, but where Biden now leads by 10 points in a new CNN poll.
Joe's not going to screw up testing. He's not going to call scientists idiots. He's not going to host a super spreader event at the White House.
The former president hosting a drive-in rally in Philadelphia, his first in-person campaign pitch for his former vice president.
I'm asking you to believe in Joe's ability, in Kamala's ability to lead this country out of these dark times and help us build it back better.
Delivering a blistering indictment of President Trump and Republicans.
Where is this great plan to replace Obamacare? They've had 10 years to do it. There is no plan.
Obama also seizing on new reporting by the New York Times, revealing President Trump's business interests in China, where he's linked to a bank account.
Can you imagine if I had had a secret Chinese bank account when I was running for re-election? You think Fox News might have been a little concerned about that? They would have called me Beijing Barry.
Peter Alexander reporting there. NBC News White House correspondent and co-anchor of Weekend Today, Kristen Welker, will moderate tonight's debate. Coverage begins at 8 o'clock right here on 11 Alive, and the debate begins at 9 p.m. Georgia continues to break state voting records with less than 2 weeks until Election Day. More than 2.1 million Georgians have already cast their ballots during early voting. The majority voting in person, with more than 800,000 voting via absentee mail-in ballot. As Blaine Alexander reports, the record turnout comes after chaos in the June primary disproportionately impacted black voters.
I'm ready. Let's go.
This is Election Day for Sachita McNair.
I'm not waiting those lines anymore.
Never mind that November 3rd is still days away.
We are ready to vote, y'all.
She's among the record number of Georgians voting early after learning a tough lesson during the June primary.
You've been here about 3 hours. I'm not leaving. You're not leaving. I'm done.
That image of McNair and many like her
I was angry because it was ridiculous.
led to state officials coming under fire, including Georgia's Secretary of State, who oversees the election. We happened to run into him recently casting his own early ballot.
Is Georgia prepared, or is your office prepared?
Yes, we are, and really it's the counties getting them prepared. We had a call out for new poll workers.
But critics say Georgia's voting issues go deeper than a lack of resources.
Every tool in the voter suppression toolkit has been in use in Georgia.
Andrea Young says the ACLU has spent years fighting against voter ID laws, closing polling locations and voter roll purges, removing registrations of people who have been inactive for at least 2 general elections. All legal and all disproportionately impacting minority and low-income voters, often with fewer resources to check their registration status or change their voting plans.
We want voting to be easy for working class people, low-income people, the people who take the bus.
But historically, it hasn't been. During the June primary, areas that were more than 90% black had an average evening wait time of 51 minutes. In predominantly white areas, 6 minutes. And for some in Georgia, there is lingering resentment over the 2018 gubernatorial race.
This is not a speech of concession.
When Stacey Abrams came within 55,000 votes of being elected the nation's first black female governor. She and her supporters point to voter suppression. The state's governor, who at the time oversaw the election as Secretary of State, maintains it was handled fairly.
This is exciting. People are getting out.
Now, with record turnout expected,
This time, 27 minutes.
Right.
Much better?
Much better.
both advocates and officials say to help make this election go smoothly, vote early.
Blaine Alexander reporting. The 11Alive voter access team is committed to making sure your voices are heard. If you have any questions or concerns as you head to the polls, send us an email at whereatlspeaks@11alive.com or text us at 404-885-7600. And be sure to check out our voter guide on 11alive.com/vote. Judge Amy Coney Barrett's nomination to the U.S. Supreme Court now moves to the full Senate. The Senate Judiciary Committee voting today to send Judge Barrett's nomination on. All Republicans voting in favor and all Democrats actually boycotting the proceeding. Democratic committee members filling their seats with posters of people they say would lose health care coverage if the Affordable Care Act is overturned. A key case coming before the Supreme Court just a few days after the November election. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell planning a final floor vote on Barrett's nomination next Monday. Chesley, on to you and the weather for this Thursday.
Well, what are your plans for this afternoon? Hey, thanks a lot, Sheba. What are your plans for this afternoon? Whether it's eating your lunch outside or whether it's maybe doing some yoga, maybe to clear your mind, whatever it is, it's going to be a beautiful afternoon for you to do that. We do have a few clouds out there, but not expecting much rain to come out of those clouds at all today. We're looking at 80 for an afternoon high temperature. We're going to feel all of that 80. As a matter of fact, some of that humidity is starting to creep back into our forecast area thanks to an easterly flow that has set up over us. Again, you can see where we do have the clouds around here on the radar, but no rain here. That rain will be found mainly in the central and southern portions of the state for this afternoon, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two. We saw that just yesterday, just south of Macon. Now, temperatures are well into the 70s. You got 76 up in Rome, 75 degrees right now in Kenton, 78 over toward Athens. You're at 77 in Peachtree City, 73 degrees in Atlanta and Thomaston, 76 down toward LaGrange. We'll be heating it up to near 80 for the afternoon high. We'll drop back down to 74 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. Notice the sun will start to set, so it will get dark on us just after 7 o'clock. And so you may want to kind of get home and put your stuff down and get right out if you need to experience some of that daylight at least. Hurricane Epsilon, now down to a Category 1 hurricane with winds at 90 miles per hour. It is moving now more to the north, got that northwest movement at 7 miles per hour. Here's Bermuda right here, so ever so close, but it looks like it will not make landfall there. It will move to the north, stay out to sea, and eventually will begin to dissipate as it heads further up to the north. That's good news, so it doesn't pose any threat to any landfall right now. So we'll keep an eye on it for you, and we'll continue to track the tropics as the hurricane season doesn't end until the end of next month. Sheba, back to you.
All right, it's been a long hurricane season, Chesley. Thank you. Some encouraging news here. First-time unemployment claims inching lower last week nationwide. And although the number is down compared to the previous week, analysts say it shows so many Americans are still struggling amid this pandemic. Here's the exact number. According to the Department of Labor, nearly 790,000. That's the first time since March that initial jobless claims were below 800,000. Millions of Americans, however, continuing to rely on unemployment to make ends meet. The continued jobless claims number, that stands at 8.4 million. Here in the Peach State, new claims also dropped. More than 44,000 first-time unemployment claims were filed. That's about 10,000 fewer than the week before. All right, take a look here. Atlanta police releasing this sketch of a man behind a series of kidnappings and robberies. Investigators say he kidnapped at least 3 drivers, forced them to withdraw money from the ATM. The first 2 happened late last month near Piedmont Road and Sidney Marcus Boulevard in northeast Atlanta. Police believe the same man also robbed a 3rd person in Sandy Springs. A former Atlanta public school teacher sentenced for a food stamp scheme is now a free woman. President Trump granted executive clemency to Rochella Reed after she served 6 years in prison. John Schierick has more on the president's order and how Reed turned her life around.
Advocates like the nonprofit organization Taking Action for Good have been waging a public lobbying campaign to free former Atlanta public school teacher Rochella Reed.
I don't believe that Rochella even knew what she was stepping into.
Rochella Reed had always insisted that she was an innocent victim of crooks who took advantage of her, and that she was not part of a massive statewide scheme that stole more than $8 million from the food stamp, SNAP, and WIC programs.
I'm just like saying, well, clearly, when you go through the evidence, you'll see that I don't have anything to do with trying to defraud the government.
But Reed was convicted in 2013, sentenced to 14 years. The prosecutor saying that Reed, quote, took food out of the mouths of children who needed the benefits that she helped steal. Now, 7 years later, President Trump granting Reed clemency, ordering her released. Quote, while in prison, Ms. Reed used her teaching background to tutor inmates. Many attest to her innate ability to encourage and uplift others. Ms. Reed accepts full responsibility for her actions and seeks to continue to make a difference in the lives of others.
John Schierick reporting for us. The White House says Reed, who is now 48 years old, was released on home confinement. The CDC releasing new guidance on coronavirus, what you need to know to keep your family safe as the nation heads toward a 2nd and 3rd surge in many areas of the nation.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear, on 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
All right, now to COVID-19 here. The U.S. government's delayed response to the pandemic could be blamed for at least 130,000 avoidable deaths. That's according to a new report out of Columbia University. Researchers compare the U.S. death toll and policy response to 6 other high-income countries, and they suggest 130 to 210,000 lives could have been saved if the Trump administration had enacted earlier lockdowns, a national mask mandate, and better testing capabilities. The COVID mortality rate in the U.S. is roughly twice as high as Canada and 50 times that of Japan. This study comes as the CDC releases new guidance on close contact situations and the spread of the virus. The study finds the amount of time down to the minute can raise or reduce your chances of infection. You have to listen closely to this next report here. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has more.
As the U.S. climbs into a third surge of COVID cases, a new CDC report is now expanding the definition of a close contact, someone who spends a total of 15 minutes with an infected person within 6 feet. The new guidance, which comes as more Americans return to crowded venues, says short and non-consecutive exposures to persons confirmed to have COVID-19 led to transmission. So keep your distance, always wear a mask, and limit your time of exposure.
Imposing an artificial time limit of 15 minutes is probably not correct, and that infection and exposure and successful infection can happen in a shorter period of time.
The new guidelines come as new outbreaks are tied to so-called super spreader events. In Minnesota, at least 20 Salvation Army employees contracted the virus during a conference. Dozens tested positive after church events in Maine and North Carolina. ICU nurses are working marathon shifts.
It's very real. I mean, we've watched lots of patients die from this.
With COVID deaths on the rise in more than 24 states, the governor in Utah calls his state one of the worst hotspots in the world. In Ohio, hospitalizations are at record highs. Doctors in hotspots say small gatherings are also fueling the spread.
A wedding, a funeral, or even a gathering of 8 or 10 friends, where these are people you trust, and so the social distancing and the masking kind of go away, and it's a little more of the hugs, and that's how COVID spreads.
With a race underway to find a vaccine, health officials in Brazil say a participant in the Oxford University AstraZeneca vaccine trial has died. In unconfirmed reporting, Brazilian media says the participant was a 28-year-old doctor who died of COVID-19 complications after working with infected patients. It's believed he received a placebo, not the candidate vaccine. Sobering news as the deadly virus still explodes across the globe.
Learning new information by the day. And don't forget, we're still tracking the daily COVID numbers here in our state. Just head over to 11alive.com and search for the coronavirus section.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Chesley Neal here with you. You can see the cumulus clouds are starting to bubble up. This is over the Athens area right now, and they're not taking away too much from our sunshine. We'll call it partly cloudy, partly sunny skies is what we have on the outside. And I think it's going to be this way for the rest of the afternoon. You may receive a stray shower or two out of some of these clouds. Likely you're going to remain dry. And even if you happen to get that shower, I think it will be on the brief side if you see anything at all. On the radar, shows nice and clear, but we do have those clouds in place. And I think if we see any rain at all, it'll be mainly in the central and southern portions of the state. That's where you're going to find it this afternoon. Going to give it an 8 out of a possible 11. The Wizometer is how we rate your weather on a scale from 1 to 11. 11 would be the most perfect day we could have at this time of year. Not quite there because of that high temperature, 80 degrees, almost 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. And of course, with the extra clouds and that 20% chance for rain, got to lower that number just a little bit. We've had some 11s, we've had some 10s and 9s, and so now we're down to an 8. And I think it's going to remain that way for the next couple of days. This high pressure up to the northeast of us has been a bit pesky. It's been there really all week, giving us this easterly flow, bringing in some of those showers coming in, or at least the moisture coming in off the east. So that's what we've been stuck in, at least that pattern for the last couple of days. Let's jump off the coast and go over to the Atlantic, and you see what used to be a hurricane, a Category 3 hurricane, Upsilon now is down to a Category 1, which is good news as it gets a little bit closer toward Bermuda. They are under a tropical storm warning that's in effect. You can see it's highlighted now under that orange there. It's a Category 1 hurricane now with winds down to about 90 miles per hour. We'll continue to move up to the northwest at 7 miles per hour and not pose any threat to any landmass at all. Here's the latest track from the Hurricane Center. You can see it keeps it out to sea as it continues to dissipate as it moves further off to the north. There's your cloud cover. We'll have it around, at least for the afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds, what we'll call it. In fact, we're going to hold on to this as we head into Friday as well. Mix of sun and clouds. We're going to hold on also to that 20% chance for an isolated shower. Notice how the showers are increasing in areas around us. We're tracking a front that is forecast to move a little bit closer to the forecast area, which will bring a better chance for rain. I'm thinking by Saturday, mid-morning into early afternoon, we'll see a 40% chance rather, for a few scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. That front should sink far enough to the south that by Sunday, we dry it out just a little bit, down to a 20% chance for rain on Sunday. With temperatures right near 80 degrees. Again, we'll hold on to that 20% chance to start Monday and Tuesday, and then by Wednesday, we'll see the chance for rain start to creep back up again. Enjoy your afternoon. Sheba, back to you.
We will, before the rain moves in. Chesley, thank you so much. Can you change your mind after requesting an absentee ballot? We verify on the other side of the break.
Cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help?
Countdown to Decision 2020. Just 12 days to go, and some of you tell us you now want to vote in person, even though you requested an absentee ballot. Liza Lucas verifies how it works if you do change your mind.
Whether you're watching your mailbox for your absentee ballot's arrival or just decided you'd prefer to go to the polls, we're getting lots of questions asking if you can still vote in person if you've already requested to vote absentee.
Hi, this is Susan from Cumming. I'm wondering what happens if you requested and you received an absentee ballot, But now you've decided you'd like to vote in person at the polls.
To verify, we turn to Georgia's Secretary of State's office and the 2020 Absentee Voting Guide, which makes clear if your absentee ballot has been returned and received, then your vote is already cast. But if not, we verified you can change your plans. Just know there's a process to switch, and it differs depending on whether you have your ballot in hand. If you do have your absentee ballot, state officials say bring it with you. A poll worker can cancel your ballot and let you vote in person. But if you don't have your ballot because maybe it's not arrived, was lost, or thrown away, the poll worker first has to call county headquarters to double check that you haven't already voted absentee. Then you have to sign an affidavit before your absentee ballot is canceled and you can vote at the polls. All of this takes time, but officials say you don't need an excuse to make the switch. And for those still waiting on their absentee ballot to arrive, Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger has this message.
I'd say right now you have that time is on your side, but if we get closer to week number 3, if it still doesn't show up, I would encourage you then to vote early and show up. The counties can check you off the absentee ballot list and you can vote.
Do you have a claim or question that needs a closer look? Send us an email at verify@11alive.com.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell.
For the first time in Time magazine's near 100-year history, it has changed its logo. A sign of the times, if you will, here. On the cover of the November 2nd double issue, the name Time is replaced with the word vote. It's filled with articles and editorials related to the election, as well as a guide on how to vote safely. It hits newsstands tomorrow. That'll do it for 11Alive News at noon. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'm Sheba Russell. Stay safe.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate